All right, welcome back into another episode of Indiebnb. Today live from the littlest green room in the world. We have Jude Smith coming to you from Eddie's attic. Jude, thank you so much for taking the time prior to your show here. Look, I want to get to the beginning of this. We've gotten a lot of, hype from your, Jude's Room EP. We got all those pieces coming out, but like for you, where'd this whole thing start, man?
Yeah, so way back in the day, I grew up in a pretty creative family. My dad was a A&R guy and an artist management guy in the industry for 20 years. So music was in the house, all around, had guitars everywhere. I grew up playing Guitar Hero. I really fell in love with that game. And it kind of was like Marty McFly kind of moment where like a bunch of people watched him. And it was like a moment of like, I'd do that, So, but for me, it was playing a video game, playing Guitar Hero. It was like, it felt very natural and very fun. That got me into playing guitar, writing songs when I was about 15, 16, 17, did that, kind of elevator pitch, story version. Social media has been a huge part of my journey, since 2019, realizing that, that's where the culture has gone. And, you can either get frustrated with that or you can make the most of it. So it's actually been a lot of fun. I grew up making videos on YouTube and whatnot, but my passion is music. So using that video utility, ability for music has kind of been my focus as of the last couple of years, and putting out recordings as well and doing the artist thing.
Awesome. Well, I mean, like, obviously, Through the Fire and the Flames, can we slam that or what? Like, I mean, can we play it on the real guitar?
Oh, probably not. I don't know which is harder, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, look, you obviously creative family, like, within A&R, like, coolest experience you had, getting to go in and, go to concerts and stuff. What's something you remember from that?
Well, you know what? It's kind of interesting. My dad, this is a crazy story, and some people may not have a slot for this, but my dad got to the height, pretty much the highest height you could get to in his position in the industry. And he walked away from it. And much to the bewilderment of my extended family, he felt like God was calling him to the ministry. And he had 6 kids. I'm the 5th of 6 kids. And he felt like he was supposed to step away, and it was a desert season for a long time. So I was a little kid right about when he left. So I don't have many of those experiences of, when he was living high on the hog, I guess you could say. But it's been actually really cool, full circle to bring it back. My dad has actually been working with me a little bit more closely as of these last couple of years. He's always been in my corner, but it's been kind of cool to see those giftings and abilities come out of him these last couple of years. And it's been cool. It's been seeing a different side of Dad has been kind of fun.
That's awesome. You kind of get
a different flavor comes out of him. I'll toss something up, a little layup, and I might miss it, and then he'll go, but what about this? And he'll add something else to the idea. And I was like, that's a great idea. So work with your dad. That's a great idea.
I love that. Well, like for you, like got a new one out, obviously here in 2025. I Don't Want It. We like to do a song spotlight where we take through, understand, how did that come from nothing to something? Where did the writing process start? How did you get it?
Yeah. Well, to demystify it for anyone who's wondering like how songs are created, that was actually a jam session between me and a buddy. He came over one day, very chill. He's a great guitar player. His name's Ian. What's up, Ian? Ian McGinnis, and we were kind of just jamming, and he had something very very similar to that vocal melody. It was, I don't want it. He's playing that on guitar. And I was like, dude, that sounds like a melody. And we were just jamming on it. And I was like, we kind of, something came out of that jam. And that's just kind of how it goes, like a song is birthed that way. And so you sit down for another 2 hours and you work on it. And I think within 3 hours, we had the skeleton built as a demo. And usually nowadays, there's no such thing as a demo. You just kind of record it. And then the technology is so great nowadays that you just perfect it later, add all the missing pieces later. But yeah, it came out of a jam session, and it's as simple as that. You never know when it's going to strike. You have to always be ready and capture it.
Yeah. Awesome. So like, one of the things that as I did my research here, you talked through on the last track of Jude's Room, if people haven't gotten to it or if they've, haven't skipped it because, we're going through the album and all the credits and things, like interesting, piece that kind of those things kind of, it's one of your highest things on Spotify. It's going to put you on the map. Like a lot of it is from jamming.
Right.
Where did the, take me through Jude's Room, what that, has kind of meant for you. And
Yeah. Well, at the time it was the worst time to do something like that because COVID had just come about. It was March 2020. So we were hearing about this coronavirus, everyone was calling it at the time. And I had just moved into a new place in Donaldson, and I was wanting to kind of test out the acoustics in my room. And so I had a few buddies come over and jam, and my roommate at the time was doing video. He's like, I'll record it. So it was kind of an accident that we came up with this cool content. I was like, this is fun. Like, we should make something out of this. And then, boom, COVID hit that month, and I couldn't release it until October. So literally, I sat on that project for 6 months. And, or no, longer than that, like basically the whole year. And it came to be about October, November, and I decided I need to like finish this thing off and record a few more, make an album out of it. So it was the worst time, and probably maybe some people criticized me for it at the time because we all remember we were social distancing then. And, obviously within reason, we were all doing our best at the time. Yeah. But it ended up being like the perfect time to release something like that because people really missed getting together. Yeah. And the musician scene really struggled around then because, as you can see in some of the videos, if you watch them on YouTube, we were wearing masks. We were just doing the best we could. And but it was a really cool, refreshing way to get music back together again. And I remember the comments when it came out that people really enjoyed. It was like a breath of fresh air, seeing musicians in a room again. So, and the thing I enjoy the most is I play a lot of my own, recordings when I'm putting songs together, but it's really fun getting a bunch of guys in a room together and getting to show them off and show off how cool my friends are. So that was a big joy for me.
I mean, it's certainly like if people haven't listened to it, definitely go check out, First I Don't Want It first, just because we got to, get the new one out there.
New single.
The feels, and then get into Jude's room and, take a chance, just, sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. I mean, I love the, covers in that, the kind of the intertwined pieces, you do a lot of that in your work. Like, what makes you want to do, what makes you pick a song to cover? What makes you want to, kind of put those things out as well?
Well, I think we only covered, like a few, it's kind of a random way to end an album. We did a few Christmas covers because at the time it was December. We were finishing up the album. It was like, let's finish this off with a few Christmas songs. It's kind of an unorthodox album, but, I'm a big Vince Guaraldi fan. And, it was at the time I was going through a huge Charlie Brown phase. And Charlie Brown is not just a kid's. I mean, that music is incredible. It really is. If you've not studied it, it's pretty incredible music. So it was just enjoyable music that we all had fun playing, and that was simply it. We just wanted to record our own take of it.
Gotcha. Got it.
And we also wanted to, for no reason, make Linus and Lucy halftime. So we had to do it.
Well, within your like Jude room, like recordings and like on the videos, like, I want you to rate everybody's kind of like, I call it a funk face, So when people are really getting in the groove, if you could power rank the people who are involved in that, in their funk face, that'd be excellent.
Okay, number one, let me just give you number one. Can I just give you number one? Yeah, Andy Kata, he's a keys player, friend of mine, producer. When Andy gets into it, we'll have to show this to him. But Andy, dude, when you get into it, man, you go to another realm. I don't know where you are. And I want you to take me with you. So I would say Andy had some pretty fun moments on that one.
The funk face. Yeah. Hey, nothing like it. Yep. Yeah, get it in there. So, we're about to get into, a tour. Are we mid-tour? Where we at in your...
Yeah, so we've been just kind of doing some one-off shows this spring. We're not on like an official run right now. Gotcha. We're staying in the Southeast area. So we're here in Atlanta tonight, playing at Eddie's Attic. And we've got a longer run in the works for July and August. I won't speak too soon, but we're putting some pieces together for a song that's going to be released this year that we want to put a tour around. So right now we're just kind of doing some one-offs, and Here we are.
So for like somebody like this, I was really interested in how you can lay out the set list, right? Like, are we getting everybody high to begin with? We getting everybody, kind of bringing it low and bringing it up? Like, what's your philosophy there?
The set list is an art form. It is literally, it's not just, I'm going to play all these, I'm going to try to cram in as many of my favorite songs as I can. You can actually have, say, 9 songs. We're doing 10 songs tonight, so say 10 songs. You can have 10 songs in the wrong order, and it could be a terrible set. But you put them in the right order, and you chop off this guitar solo here, and suddenly the whole thing feels right. So, and it's the same thing in a musical conversation where you can have G, C, D, E minor, or G, C, D, A minor. But the way that you play those in order equals something different, and it conjures up a different emotion. So it's all about a ride. It's the songs we bring people to a different emotion in a different place. But when you put that in, say, the chord progression or the conversation of you put different words in a different order, it means a different thing. So without getting too nerdy with it beyond that, I would say, we're going to start it off pretty big tonight. We're going to start off with some a lot of distortion, and then we're going to get into some 80s clean stuff toward the end, and we go all over the place. So, but it's a roller coaster ride. You want to bring people highs and lows, and transitions really matter. That's what puts on a good show, I think. So
yeah, I mean, I think like with your type of music, I was listening to it on the way here in some Atlanta traffic. It was making it bearable, of course, and like I get a lot of kind of. I always think about the guitar. I hear Lawrence. I hear Parcels. I hear some different pieces into those parts. But like I could imagine a show is, hey, we're gonna go and jam, and like, do you guys do the people you're playing with tonight, like, do you have like kind of that Vulcan mind meld where you guys know where everybody's going and like what's happening there?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely chemistry there. The guys I'm playing with are not just hired guns; they're actually brothers in my life, and that's so awesome. Like getting to play with guys who I actually vibe with and enjoy talking with, and that's invaluable. But yeah, we've got moments where we leave it open for sure, and then there's also moments where we strategically cut it off because it's time to get the next one. So can't be too many guitar solos because that gets a little annoying after a while, even as much of a guitar fan as I am. So it's all about remembering that you're bringing the crowd on a journey, and each song is a different word in that conversation.
And how long did it take you guys to get that kind of chemistry? You mentioned you guys are brothers. Like, I mean, like, I talked to one band, Stolen Gin. They said, hey, like, we are, this took film study for us to get to this point, right? Have you guys, has that been a part of the, like, all right, no, I know how to read this gentleman here and I can get him where I need to be? Or...
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Tonight is the first time we're playing with, I'm playing with my brother-in-law. He's on bass. So he's done great, man. We've been rehearsing with him for the past, we only did 2 rehearsals the last 2 weeks, and he's fit in great. But you know what? Honestly, it's kind of funny. We all play at church together a lot. So we have a lot of chemistry there, actually. So in a sense, yeah, it's maybe a little bit more structured, because at church you could go off and do something, random and different. But I would say chemistry is not just music. It's spiritual too. It's people vibe with each other. It's more about the conversation in the car on the way here. That kind of chemistry too is like what's important, So in that sense, that goes pretty deep.
I love that. I mean, for getting together and like, I mean, having all these, pieces, put together and having to, work it all together. It's always like an amazing, part of just the show to me is like, man, these guys obviously did some rehearsal, and I've been to shows where it didn't look like they did a lot of rehearsal, but they came out there and ripped it anyway, right?
Sure.
So it's like interesting. But like for you, like I always ask this: somebody's never seen you before, somebody walking in here for the first time, like or somebody in the future walking in to a show, like what do you want them to feel when they leave? What's the feeling?
Well, I can answer that by maybe what I've enjoyed feeling when I go to my heroes shows. I'm not saying I don't know if anyone thinks I'm their hero here tonight. It's not for me to say. But when I go to a show that I've left feeling inspired, like I want to do that. I've always loved that feeling. And there's actually artists that are heroes of mine that I've gone to and I've seen, and I've left feeling like, man, I can't. I'll never do that. And I don't know what that is. Like, but it's each artist like carries a certain spirit about them, and I'll leave names out of it, but there's certain artists that I really appreciate their musicianship, but also like the spirit that they carry. Some are more heavy and depressing, honestly, but their music's really cool. Like Nick Drake, like listen to Nick Drake, amazing songwriter from the 70s, but like it's a very like moody, melancholy, like it puts me down a little bit, but in a beautiful way. Yeah. But you listen to George Benson, you listen to that album feeling like, man, I could like do anything, So I've always admired that about certain artists that I'll say, George Benson is one of those, and I'm a big Coldplay too. That's a random, mix of inspiration there. But when I listen to that music, it inspires me to want to do that thing. So I would love for someone came to my show to feel like I gave them some clarity in what they can and maybe want to do musically. A big passion of mine too is pointing people upward. I've been very outspoken about that in my music and on my social media, that like this is more than just myself as an artist. And I want constantly to remind people that if we can come in here and remind them that there's something greater in this world than just them, that there's a God who loves them, and we could say that in a creative, respectable way, that's kind of what we're doing here. We're a secret agent. We want to give people a good show, but give them something to chew on when they leave. I would say those would be the two things: inspire people and encourage them. That would probably be it.
I love that. Well, I can't wait to see the reaction in the crowd tonight. It's gonna be awesome. Obviously, we'll get it on Michael Hitchcock's video here.
Let's go.
Well, I want to get in final portion of this. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions.
Let's go.
Who is Pete Peterson? Pete Peterson's the alter ego that I've created for myself.
I love it.
So,
well, you got the mustache for it.
Yeah, I know. There you go. I look like a Pete Peterson. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. 20 questions right in a row. Here we go. Cake or pie?
Cake.
All right. Here we go. Salad or soup?
Pumpkin pie. I would go pie. But no other pie. No other pie.
No other pie. Only pumpkin pie.
Just pumpkin.
Squash. The squash man. All right.
Yes.
Salad or soup?
With the right... Oh, that's so tough. With the right dressing, salad.
All right. Depends on the dressing.
Yeah.
Sunrise or sunset? What are you seeing more of?
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
It's hard for me to get up early as a musician, but that is such beautiful time. If I can do it, nothing like it.
The morning golden.
Yes.
Love it.
Totally.
Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
Touchdown.
Teeter. All right. Let's go. Night in or night out? What are you having more of?
Probably night in.
Night in?
Yeah.
All right. When you do go out, though, and jam comes on, you're more likely to hit the robot or the worm
on
the dance floor.
You don't want to see me try the worm, dude. I'm a very bony dude, so I'd probably hurt myself. Maybe robot.
All right. Hey, the money's in the guitar fingers. We can't be hurting those. So, hey, we'll hit the robot.
There you go.
Guac or queso at your favorite Mexican spot?
I'm not a huge fan of either, but if I had to choose one, probably queso.
He's quesoing it up. All right. Waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
Pancakes. All right.
Yes.
Coffee or tea with your pancakes?
Coffee.
Coffeeing it up. All right. Dogs or cats?
Neither, but maybe dogs.
Dogs. All right. All right.
Yeah, I'm just, no offense. I'm just like,
You a lizard guy?
No, I'm just none. I don't. Nothing against animals. I think they're great, but I don't know if I have time for the upkeep.
Yeah,
it sounds hard.
That's more.
I think that's the only thing.
More respectful to the animals.
I think that's the only thing. You don't want me as your owner, okay?
Yeah.
You get someone else.
I love that. Ninja or a pirate?
Ninja.
Oh, okay. Walking through the night. Gatorade or Powerade?
Oh, Gatorade.
Gatorade all the way. All right. Toast or bagels?
Ooh, tough. I'd go bagel.
Bagel it up. All right.
Yeah.
Chips or pretzels?
Depends on the chips, but I'd say chips.
Chips. Fries or tots?
Let's go fries.
TV show or movie after a long day?
Maybe TV show. Less commitment.
Oh, that. Are aliens real?
I don't think so. Short answer. I don't think so.
What about Bigfoot?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Is love at first sight real?
I think so. I think it's different for everyone.
Okay.
I think it's different for everyone. Yeah.
Final question, Pete Peterson's Party Pack of Questions. Give me two bands that we might not know that we ought to check out.
Ooh. Okay.
Could be local. Could be
okay. I'll go one, kind of a deep cut. Say Sack. He's an artist from, where are you from, bro? The Netherlands? I might get that wrong. Switzerland or something like that in Europe. But he does like instrumental, like it sounds like it's from the 80s, but it was made like 10 years ago. SASAC. Check him out. He's amazing. Been trying to get a hold of you too, by the way, bro, if you see this. And then who else? Someone you not heard of, kind of niche. Oh, that's tough. They're not niche anymore, but Krungben has been one of my favorite bands lately. So if you've not checked them out, what are you doing? Krungben.
Get out from under your rock if you haven't checked them out.
Yes.
And the last question, if you will pull up your Spotify, please.
Sure.
We want to know what your last search was.
Oh, I love it. Incriminating.
And I'll pull mine out.
Oh, no. Do I have to say?
You got to say
Well, we were rehearsing. It's my song.
Oh, no.
I used to be late. It doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Okay, here's a song called Cats on the Ceiling by Ruel.
Cats on the Ceiling by Ruel.
I have to give my sister credit for this. She showed it to me. It's pretty great.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Mine are, I had a buddy text me. He goes, you ever heard of the band Sex on Toast?
Wow, no.
Haven't listened yet, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
The other one, Marika Hackman.
Okay.
She's friends of our girl who was on Soph Nathan, who was on our podcast as well. So I was trying to
Okay.
reconnect on what we're doing.
Okay. There you go.
And then, of course, I was doing some research. Jude Smith.
Hey, there you go. Go check him out. Go check him out.
But Jude Smith, thank you so much for coming on.
Sir. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.